It's always cool to try new things. So I thought I'd give this a whirl. I'm noticing today that Happs is very different than it was the day before. I'm just doing a little different lighting here. Let's see how this works. Let's tilt this a bit. Yeah, it's a little better. It's not perfect. You get what you get, right? And you get what you give. So in this crazy life, how's everyone doing? I was able to talk to Emma tonight, which was really nice. I would love to say hello to Ben Dickey. And I would also like to say hello to Lee Kreger. How are you today? I'd also like to say hello to Keb Moe and Colin Porter. So good to see you. And Mrs. Kendall, how are you? How are things doing in your world? We are in a crazy time. I just saw a cool pic. Wonderful. Ari, how are you? You're up and about. It's good to see you. Can you hear me well? I'm on a different computer tonight. We're giving this a go. Ari is a wonderful man. Let's see if we can get him up here. All right. Yep. There he is. Let's give this a whirl. Okay. So I've invited you up, Ari. If you want to come up, that'd be great. If you want to join the party today. So my microphone looks like it's loud. I'm just not hearing it great through the headphones. So not too sure what's going on there. I'll figure it out. It's just one of those things. Ari's here. Say hello. Can't hear a word you're saying. Yeah, and I'm not getting any bump in your microphone there. So, okay. Let me see here. When you came in, oh yeah, I hear you now.
There we go. I apologize. I disconnected the mic sometimes. Sorry.
Sorry, it's for the people, for the little people. I disconnected. How did it go tonight with the show? It was a strange day for me. How was it for you?
Oh, today it was good. Good day.
No, I can't hear you now again, but I'm seeing.
1 second.
I'm seeing your volume, but I'm not hearing you. Okay, he's going to go up and come down. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Your internet connection is unstable. Oh, now it's good. Okay.
Good. Yeah, so tonight was good with Hans. You know, it was really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you happy with what happened?
I'm always happy talking about things I love to talk about. So yeah, it was very good.
What were you talking about?
We were talking about product management, product ownership, and really about, you know, sort of my journey, you know, in my career and my suggestions for new people. And it was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it.
Good. Your volume's good now. Your reception's good. Your coloring's good. You're ready.
I'm ready to go.
What were some of the things you talked about tonight?
So talked about trends in the industry. Really for people that want to get into product management, what are the things that you look for? What are the things to focus on? Giving some, you know, honest advice about, you know, what has made me, and again, you know, I don't like tooting horns or anything like that, but you know, I found some success in my career and some
beep beep.
Some success in certain things, and you know, God gave me skills in certain things and not other things, and what's helped me be successful. So try to you know, give some advice around that.
You are one of the most skilled people I know. We're going to say hi to the people in the room here. We're going to first say hi to Rose, seeking 17. I've been seeking 37 for quite a while, and I'm 58, so we're all seeking. Mike Patton, how are you? Mary, good to see you from Houston. DD, Luke, MCC, how are you doing? Irvin asks hello from Augusta. So we've said hello to everybody. See, the people. You got to praise the people.
Absolutely. It's wonderful that you have such a wonderful following, Michael, and all of your webcasts.
Well, some people are very woo, some people are not. So it's nice. We've had such a nice. Here's the thing, though, for the morning broadcast, most of my audience is either California or like the States, and then I would say Europe because they get up at 10. I'm up at 6:30. They're up at, you know. So it's a very different. When I come on at night, it's can be crazy. You saw Emma, that was a weird one with the dogs and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So you
It's
don't
neat.
know. Yeah.
It's neat. It's neat. I'm surprised you get people from, for your morning show from California. That seems like the wrong direction. Europe, I
Right.
completely get, but
Yeah, which
that's odd.
shocks me too. I think these are people who don't sleep.
Right, right. Yeah,
I'm
that
up
would
all
be.
night.
That's true. That's true.
Lindsay, how are you? How are you tonight?
Oklahoma City.
Yes,
Nice.
indeed. Yeah. Would you be open to coming up as well? She's one of those ladies that I've been thinking about maybe having for the business show too. So Ben Dickey might be coming on our show, buddy. I talked to him today.
Oh,
Yeah.
excellent.
Good old
Excellent. Really
Ben.
good.
So I hope he
Excellent.
watches
Good
this.
man. Good man.
Yeah, he seemed excited. So it sounded like he might have seen some of your flavorings.
Yeah.
Yeah. The legend,
I
you
think
know?
he's trying to. Yeah, I think he saw what I did. He says, "Okay, I got to make that. I got to fix all of that." So
Yeah.
that's why he's coming on
No,
for
no,
sure.
he's going, I want to be part of Poke the Bear Productions. Let's do it.
Oh man.
You gave
So
me a look like when I told you that we're going on the light side. You were like, why? Why? I like the dark.
I do like. I Yeah. You merely
What were we
adopted the
talking
dark.
about?
I
I don't
was
even.
born in it. I'm sorry.
It's
Uh,
okay. We can talk over each other. What were you talking about that night? That I was it
oh
corporate stuff?
no, it was probably politics. It was probably It was probably politics. It was probably something around, freedom of speech, all that current events, that kind
Yeah.
of thing. I mean, I love talking about that stuff. I could talk for hours and hours about it. So it was
Can we
probably
talk
that.
about the impeachment in a civil way? Do you
Sure.
think is that possible for us?
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think part of it is ridiculous.
Yeah. So look, I mean, straight up, not a fan of Trump.
Yeah.
Understood why he originally got elected. Don't get
Mhm.
me wrong, but again, not a fan of him after seeing after seeing for 4 years. But he does not deserve to get. I don't think he should be impeached. I think it's going to set an awful precedent where now every single president coming out of office is going to start getting impeachment thrown at them. I mean, just sets a terrible, terrible precedent. And I just don't. The case is too weak. It actually is too weak. And that's my take. I know you're expecting me to be all fire and brimstone and say down with the orange Cheeto or whatever the term is, but
No, I honestly
he's
thought
done.
you would take this approach. I really did. I thought
Yeah.
because you're logic based, and to me, it seemed ridiculous. He's out. You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to make sure that he never gets back in. That's
That's
that's the o- that's the only reason they're doing it.
and I get that, but again, it's going to set the precedent now where if you get somebody in power that you don't happen to like, let's just run an impeachment hearing at the end while they're their last day in office, impeach them, and then drag it out for into the next person's term.
Yeah, but they tried to impeach him the whole time while he was in office as well. I
Yeah,
like this. Badger goes, "I'm great, thanks."
not coming up right now. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Do you have to be cam ready?
Oh yeah,
Do
yeah. No,
yeah,
I got, I got,
look at
yeah.
I know the standard's high here today. Look at
I've set the,
whoa,
I've set the
so
bar really low. Yeah,
so much beauty in one place. I can see why you'd be intimidated. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly, exactly. So yeah, so that's really, for me, it's very. I don't think he, you know, do I think it's awful what happened? Yeah, absolutely. Do I think he should be impeached? I don't think the evidence is there. I
Hmm.
mean, I don't think the evidence is there. Did he do bad stuff? Yes. Is it impeachable? Uh, Based on the charges that they laid? No, I don't think so. I'm not a lawyer, but I just don't. Again, I'm applying very cold logic to this. I don't see it.
Yes, Chris, how are you? So good to see you, Michael Hinton. last night did a spiritual show with me, and I know you're going to think
Oh.
this is crazy, but I want to share with you what happened in this. This is very woo.
Hmm.
His energy was so high, he was actually affecting the electronics.
I'm sure he didn't do that.
No, I'm sure he did. I'm
Yeah.
sure he did. Yeah. It was so weird. I had parts of my screen that were pixelating. We had one time where we had M in,
Hmm.
and I could feel the energy so much so through him and myself. I was having problems concentrating.
Interesting.
And I said to her, if you can feel the energy right now, just put your hands together very close and see if you can feel. And he was doing something, and I was saying to him, stop, because she was getting wigged out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's you know what? Okay.
Okay, he's gone.
Yeah.
Michael,
Yeah.
stop drinking the Kool-Aid. I
Um,
know, I know. We have to have a little crazy.
mhm.
Oh, look at that. Dee Dee said Trump didn't deserve it. And you've got people saying hello to you here, sir. Look at that. Chris is
Oh,
saying hi.
hello, everyone.
Yeah,
Hello, Chris.
yeah. I'll tell you, we're hoping to have you to have your own channel someday here. You know, this is the people are ready. They're ready for this flavor, right? So you'll have to figure out what you want to do.
Yeah.
As long as you
Yeah.
don't become one of those crazy political ranting, your arms flinging, you're gonna need some serious bandwidth if you got your arms moving fast.
That's true. That's true. I need high resolution video to capture all my hand waving. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. 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 I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I do enjoy coming on your show. I enjoy going on Hans's show. It's a lot of fun.
So right now, of the stories that are out, is there anything right now that tickles your fancy? Are they ever going to complete that pipeline now out west? Is that done?
So a political decision was made around the pipeline.
Yeah.
A political decision, not an environmental decision. A political decision was made on the pipeline. Now, do I think that I understand there's an argument to be made that oil is not the future. There are other forms of energy that are the future. But if you look at right now, energy still needs to be transported. So that how is that oil going to get sold now? It's going to be sent on trucks, right? As opposed to a pipeline, which, from a carbon emission perspective is a lot less. Do I have an affinity towards, that particular sector in the workers? Not really. But I mean, again, applying logic to it, it was a political decision made, not an environmental decision in this case.
Okay. So number one, we're Canadian. I don't know if you guys understood even a word we're talking about.
Or it's
That
the
and the
Keystone
pipe,
XL pipeline that
which is in
Biden.
Canada. So you
Yeah.
don't have a pipeline going in your backyard. No worries. Yeah,
Hmm.
no worries here. It's fine. But the other thing that I find really interesting right now is, have you, and I know this is way off topic,
It's okay.
but the Britney movement. Have you heard anything into the Britney movement?
I've heard that things are coming to light now, and again, I don't know the full story, where they're realizing really how how badly she's been treated. But really, I don't know anything beyond that. I think I really am not equipped. I don't follow a ton of the entertainment stories, but I do know that she was badly treated in the past. Really kind of, fame hit her hard like a lot of young people. And that's all that I really know.
Diane Sawyer interviewed her many years ago, and this is
Mhm.
what I want to talk about. This is how I'm kind of lining this up.
Go for it.
Is she had interviewed her, asked her things like if she was a virgin, a whole bunch of other things that were totally inappropriate. And she was 18 years old at the time. But back then, that was okay because you got ratings for it. Now, here's what's happening on a lot of these channels, and I don't know if you know that. And what I'm talking about is YouTube. Guys that were, what I would call the crazy ranters that would scream obscenities, that was really in about 10 years ago, up
Mhm.
to 5 years ago. Many of those ones, those content creators who made, say, like 5,000 videos during that period, have taken them all down.
Right,
And the
because
reason is they're so worried. Did you hear about Eric Clapton getting in trouble?
So that I didn't hear, but I mean, again, if we're talking about the general story around how the standards have changed, and then therefore they need to pull down all their old
Yeah,
tweets, all their old messages, all their
yeah.
old videos. Yeah, and so this is, I
Eric Clapton said something in 1975, 1976,
you,
probably higher than a kite, and he said some very disparaging things towards some of the immigrants that were Jamaican coming into England,
right.
and he does not feel that way now at all. But at that moment, he did. Hello, Yasmin. How are you, sir? Good to see you.
So that whole thing there, and again, I hope. I don't know where the line is, but I do dislike this thing of, I've said some things X number of years ago, and now I'm being held to such a high standard that you need to apply 2021 standards to 2014, 2010, 2000, 1980 speech.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. I mean, I hope to God that you are so enlightened and so ultra woke that you will never ever, you will meet the standards for the next 80 years. May God bless you that much. But
But
I
it
mean,
reminds me of
yeah,
Majority Report. You remember with Tom Cruise?
yes,
And they
Minority
would,
Report. Yeah, Minority
yeah, sorry.
Report. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they, what was it? They would predict what you might do. They were predicting what your impulses might be, and you might be prone to robbing a bank. So
It's a pre-crime. Yeah, yeah. They're the Office of Pre-Crime. I remember the movie. It was a great movie overall.
yeah.
Um, I don't know. I and
We're
again,
headed that way, though. That's what I'm saying, is we're becoming drones everywhere, surveillance everywhere. They're saying by 2030 there really will be no cash, and they're trying to have it where people have no possessions. They'll just rent things they need.
right. Yeah, and this is it is, yeah, no one has freedom, no one has ownership anymore. And this is, it's worrying. I understand, the movements and various groups around, being really terrified about losing their freedoms. And I understand it. It's not paranoia. It comes from a place where it's like, look, I want to be able to, hold on a second. Good night, sweetheart. Go. Good night. All right. And, it's, I understand where the pain where that worry comes from, right?
Yeah.
The distrust of the government, the distrust of the government, and the desire to push back against the government. And the one thing I'll give, again, looking at it from a Canadian perspective, that the U.S. Constitution and the various mechanisms in the U.S. tries to do is to build in an inherent distrust and respectful distrust for government institutions, give people the power to push back. I think those are all valid things, and you could see that being eroded. And I do understand some of the struggles that we're seeing, that I'm seeing in the States right now. And again, not saying that Canada's immune to it. I mean, we have our own version of that kind of stuff going on, but I do understand the concern there that everyone is losing their freedom, to
Well,
speak, to think. It's a problem.
yeah. But there are countries that are already experimenting with the chip in the hand. Have you heard about that?
I did.
Yeah. And then they'll have, your internet on, your, I can see it'll be crazy. I can see it now. You'll be watching your internet through a pair of glasses, right? And it'll be flicking it here. That's probably the next thing. Everything's going to be 5G, and you're gonna pay with your hand. My fear is, what if someone cut your hand off?
I'm sure it'll solve that problem. But I mean, it's worrying to be that connected. But again, it's, are people willing to give up their convenience for give up their freedom for convenience? And that's really the
Well,
balancing act.
there's a company in the States that is making 2 satellites a day, and they're launching them 2 a day. And that used to take forever. And so and you know how they deal with space junk with this? When it gets to a point and it can't do what it has to do anymore, they let it fall and it burns up in the atmosphere.
That's Elon Musk's thing. That's right. I did just hear about that, where after 5 years it automatically degrades, and it degrades orbit, and
Yes.
crashes itself. Very smart, actually. That's really
Yes.
clever.
I hope to God that's never for humans. Yeah, your value after 50, you'll burn up. That's it. You'll self-combust. I'd be gone. I'd already be stardust. Yeah. Can we, for a moment, we've done politics, can we discuss light religion? Can we do light religion for a second? I promise to be respectful. Okay.
Okay.
We'll do light religion. Okay. So we have on these formats, we have people who believe that there is no God. And then
Mm-hmm.
we have those who believe in a certain deity. And then
Mm-hmm.
we have, which are considered leprechauns or fairy dust, me, who believes that all paths lead to one place. And I've been called everything from Mrs. Doubtfire to Robin Williams, all within the same broadcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of yeah. I've been called Tony Robbins, Anthony Robbins, and Mary Poppins. All
That's an
all in
image. That's an image.
all in the same broadcast,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I think what's happening is, and the reason I'm doing this, I'm doing full circle, is I think you're going to find that there's going to be no money and there's going to be one religion. That's it. I think they're going to push one agenda. I don't even think it's going to be called religion.
Right.
I think it's going to be the way, or the proper way to live. That there'll be some form of manipulation with that. So not only will they tell you where you live, how much you get, but they're going to tell you who is the person you have to.
Yeah, well, that's how they will enforce that control. I mean, I hope it'll never get to that. I do think that a lot of the Western democracies with their the religious freedom laws are I hope, and again, I'm not being ironic about it. I pray they don't get taken away. I mean, it is. I think it's such a deeply fundamental right to believe what you want to believe. You want to be
Yes.
an atheist. Wonderful, be an atheist. You want to believe in believe in God, believe in Jesus, believe in Muhammad. Like, wonderful. Do that. That's such a fundamental right that I hope that they don't take that we don't start seeing that eroding. But I know that that's how you control populations, right?
So
Go
we
ahead.
have people in the room here who love Randy W. Horton. Someday we'll get you two in a room,
Wonderful.
and we can have all-star wrestling, the mental kind. And I don't know what the belt will be. We'll figure it out. We'll have some kind of prize for both of you. But if you want numbers in a broadcast, you invite Emma or you invite Randy. But today, the reason I'm bringing it up, Randy and I talked briefly on the phone. He was on a plane, and this is what he had on. He had a mask, a shield, goggles, and he was laughing so hard I knew it was him, but I could barely recognize.
Did the airline require him to wear all that?
Yes. So mask,
okay, fine.
goggles,
Mask, I get it.
goggles,
why?
and then shield. Like,
I understand the mask, fine, but I don't
yeah.
understand the other stuff. Wow.
Yeah, so I have a picture of that on my. Let me see if I can. I don't know if you could be able to figure it out here from here, but yeah, I think my camera's sensitive enough. You'll see that I'm not making it up, but he is so loved, and when he gets back to Saudi, everybody will come and watch him, and he is known for doing broadcasts at all times and all hours, and he helped me build my format here.
Oh, that's really nice of him. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen you have him on. Like, I recognize his face.
Yeah, he's like myself, he's not everybody's flavor, right? We all have our flavors, but the people who do love him really love him.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, I got it here. So I'm also in it too. So I'm going to just get it close here for you, folks. Oh, Jesus. I got the whole thing here. One sec. Okay, I think I can do it now. Okay. Can you kind of make out that's Randy?
Yeah. I could.
Yeah.
The glasses give it away. Yes.
Yeah. So, folks, that's me and Randy briefly talking while the stewardess is going, "Sir, no phones, sir. Sir, please put your phone away, sir." He goes, "I gotta go."
That's funny. Yeah. Well, I'll wish him safe travels back home.
Yeah.
Is Saudi
Yeah,
Arabia home for him?
it is. And he also has a place in the Philippines where his wife lives and his family. So he works for some of the, I believe, oil tycoons, the royalty.
Right. Oh, nice.
So I've seen some of the feasts they have. Oh, my Lord. First, no women. There are no women at these gatherings, but
Right.
there are endless tables of food and tea and you name it.
Yeah, I've never been to Saudi Arabia. I had some of the best food of my life when I went to
Yes.
I had to go to Abu Dhabi for work about 5, no, about 6 years ago now, 7 years ago now, and it was spectacular. Spectacular.
Ted, are you camera ready? Ted is an IT guy. I really would like to talk to him, especially with you here before you go.
Okay,
If
cool.
if if,
I
if
have
he
another couple minutes.
Yeah,
Yes.
me too. Me
Yeah.
too. My pumpkin, my chariot turns into a pumpkin, right? Is that the same? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's we're actually real friends in life. We actually know each other. We're not just internet friends. We've actually seen each other
We
face
have.
to face.
We
Like,
have.
yes, yes. I've irritated him even in the morning, back in the day.
No, you don't. You
Yeah.
never irritate me. You never irritate me.
Oh, some mornings I would come on with the shine and he'd be like, "Oh, Mike, please, please, Michael, for God's sake, Michael, just turn it down. I
Well,
just got, I just got here, buddy.
Maybe the Monday
Buddy.
after a long weekend at 8 a.m. if I'm in the
Oh,
building. Maybe.
oh God, there he is. Oh God, I
There.
need a ride. I'll take the
Oh,
ride.
crap! I have to
I can
talk to
walk
him.
up. I can walk up, or I can listen to Mr. Sunshine.
Yeah. Am I lazy or do I have to tolerate the man?
Oh,
That's
jeez,
right.
it's only 30 seconds. It's 30 seconds. I'll just tell him I have to go.
Oh man.
You've never seen someone get out of the elevator faster than a rocket.
Yeah. Oh, you're a good man, Michael. You're a good man. Don't worry about that.
So Ted, I sent you an invite. Bernie, how are you? Good to see you, Bernie. What will they discuss? I just got here.
Yeah. Just about wrapping up, but talked a little bit about Trump, talked a little bit about impeachment, talked a little bit about Britney Spears. Kind of did a light conversation tonight.
So what is New York going to do? And I'm a little bit worried about Toronto, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
New York, most of the office buildings now are abandoned. And a lot of those people are not coming back. So we have, I'm not talking 100 buildings. I'm talking maybe 1,000 buildings now that are about 40% capacity.
Yeah, they're not going to, until we open back up and we see what the trends look like, we're just not going to know. We're not
Okay,
going to know.
Ted, you're here.
Oh,
look
Ted's
at that.
here.
He's camera ready and everything.
Hey, Ted.
Ted,
Hello.
tell us about you. We want to know. I want to see if I can get you on the business show in the future.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me get.
Yeah, get even. There you go. Yeah, there's an old saying: you can never get ahead when you get even. You're going the other way, my friend.
There we go.
So, Ted, tell us about yourself.
So where do I start? I am Ted Hicks. I am number one, a dad, 2 children, 14-year-old son, 19-year-old daughter, husband of 23 years to my lovely wife. I've been in IT for about 24 years in all aspects of it.
Yeah, and how's your sanity level? Yeah, because
your nerves are shot. Your nerves are totally shot after dealing with all aspects of it. So, like, I remember IT when it was in the 90s, and it was just a totally different game. Everything was local, everything was on premise. You're racking and unracking and racking servers. You're doing everything that's physically there, and you fast forward to 20 years from now. I mean, and everything's in the cloud. Nothing's there. everything is, remote, and you're opening tickets and you're dealing with services and systems that are just virtual. You become a customer.
So
So,
whereabouts in the country do you live, if you don't mind me asking?
oh no problem. I'm in New York.
Okay, so we were just talking. I had a feeling you were from New York.
Yeah.
So are the buildings as barren as they're saying?
Oh, it's a different world. It's a totally different world. It's you are. I don't know if I'm coming through in a delay or am I coming through on.
You're
No, you're good.
You're good.
You're good.
There's a delay with the main video for us as we're
Yeah.
Okay.
broadcasting. Look at your little image, the
Right.
little image next to
Yeah.
it. That's the one you should be looking at.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're going to
Great.
confuse yourself.
Yeah.
But you're crystal clear, and the thing is, when it's all done later, and we play it back on the replay, it'll all be somewhat seamless. Now
Yeah.
we will be even more beautiful than we are right now. So,
Oh my
folks,
goodness.
if you need to watch later to see the full Ari version with
God
the
forbid.
beautified mode that we have on it, you'll be going, "My God, he's a vision of splendor."
Yeah, it
I
needs to be
long to
seriously
remember.
beautified. Like
Yes,
technology.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So if I had known, I would reach behind and grab my glasses, and that way we could all be that level of zen could be there. But
Yeah.
That's
listen,
true.
so I live in Long Island. I work in downtown Manhattan, and I will tell you, it's been barren for about a year.
Oh God.
Terrible.
It's been barren for about a year, and I travel. Believe it or not, Michael, I'll
Mm-hmm.
listen or watch your show as I'm commuting on the
Yeah.
Long Island Railroad.
Yeah.
So you do provide value with your show in the morning.
Well, see, what I think is if you come across crazier than someone could ever possibly imagine to be, they always say to themselves, "My God, it could be that bad." So it gives them a flicker of hope. That's what I'm there for, right?
That's
That's
true.
just, yeah. Honestly, what I try to do is just bring people forms of joy and let them connect on a level. And our community is growing. It's
Oh,
crazy.
it's wonderful. I got to tell you this much. So I'm a podcaster by trade. So I have a website, latenightparents.com. Been writing on that specific website for about 10 years.
Yes.
I've been doing audio podcasting for about maybe 6 years or so. And then I started to dip my toe into video because I have a face for radio. So
yes, I noticed that. I noticed that too. That is a very radio voice and very radio face. I also have that radio face. Yes, it's a growing trend, but on Happs, I don't think you really need to be at Ari's level, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, not at all.
There are levels, and we have to deal with what we've been dealt, and some people have that beautified mode. I just don't, and I'm okay with that.
Ari's a stud muffin, okay?
Yeah, I knew that as soon as he came in. Like, yeah.
But
There we go.
I spent about 3 years on a local radio station on Long Island, 1240 AM WGBB. So that's where I was able, between that and the public speaking, because IT is, I would say, 80% soft skills and 20% technical. So you're speaking to various crowds, you're speaking to your audience, whether you're, your local customer or if you're at a specific technology event where you can speak with them and, connect with them on whatever the subject matter is. So that's one piece of it. But I never really got into video. And I will tell you, my friend Danny Thompson, who does he does Beyond the Buzzer, and he also does a nightly Charlotte Hornets show on here. I got to tell you that he introduced me to this because I was using StreamYard, and StreamYard and this doesn't compare. So I got to tell you that the environment and the community is really positive. You guys talk. I always hear you guys talk about trolls. Number one, I'm, really quick because I guess because of my IT, quick to block someone. but I just think there's a lot going on in this community. And I love the fact with the Happs team, not just with the product that they put together, but how it's evolved.
Yes.
How it's continuing to evolve. So, and the fact is, kind of with them being so flexible and making changes on the fly and connecting with the community every day, I think I haven't seen that anywhere. So
no, nor have I. Nor have I seen such warmth. Like we have great engagement amongst
yes,
the like. Okay, we're what is it tonight? It's Thursday night. There's a lot of things to do besides look at two radio personalities and one beautified mode. You know, there's a lot of other things you could watch. I know Ari is, something worth watching for a good 30 seconds. And you bring that in, but at least it brings them in, right? You do what you got to do. But what I love here is they end up always got to go. Take
yeah.
care, buddy. So, are you open on Sundays to be on the show occasionally?
What time do you do the show?
Okay, it's usually somewhere between 10 and 12 o'clock Sunday morning.
Okay. This Sunday I will be available, and I'll be truthful with you, Mike.
Yeah.
You prefer Michael or Mike?
I don't care. As long as you don't call me effing idiot, I'm good. Okay.
So I am, I go to church on Sundays.
Yes.
I won't be going this Sunday because I really haven't gone since the outbreak happened. I mean, outbreak.
Yes.
But I took the first dose of the vaccine about 3 weeks ago, and I take my second shot on Monday.
Okay, how are you feeling? How are you feeling right now?
Oh, I feel great. There's a whole lot of hysteria about the vaccine, about African Americans not wanting to take the vaccine. So, I mean, I've spent certain times on my show or writing about it that take the damn vaccine.
Yeah. How do you feel? I know this is like shifting gears, but I feel like it's slightly related. How do you feel about the movement for Black Lives Matter?
I'm for Black Lives Matter. I'm for it.
Okay.
I believe certain things get caught. It's kind of like you. How do I explain this? The movement, positive, totally for it. I think there's issue with leadership. I think there's issues with detractors. And see, so there's one thing when you're doing a peaceful protest. That's one thing when you're talking about, okay, there's injustices going on, which, yes, there are issues in the world. Then they usually get muddy because when the chicanery starts to happen late in the evening, and we see it on TV, and the chicanery is talking about when the rioting starts.
Yes.
And I think there's so many bad actors that are out there that masquerade as Black Lives Matter. It kind of distorts the message.
Yeah, I know what you mean. They're taking something really amazing,
really powerful.
Beautiful, in fact. But you find that in anything. It's always a small percentage of people that will take something and taint it slightly. Bob Urban, how are you? Good to see you. Good evening.
I mean, I listen, with the injustices that we've watched over the last, let's 7 years, 10 years, 15 years, you're seeing things and you're like, hey, something's not right.
Yeah.
I feel like with Mr. Floyd, something clicked.
Yes. Did it ever? I don't
know. It was that 8-minute and 46-second video that everyone could just sit there and watch over and over. And there was no way for them to say, okay, well, there's maybe this happened because of this.
Right.
So
Yeah, it was. You'd have to be blind to see how bad that was. But
Right.
here's the thing: I think that has been going on
Oh, yeah.
forever, forever. It's
Totally.
just because if you see that same procedure all over the world, with the knee to the back of the head,
Come on.
and they showed it like directly after that for weeks all over the world. This is definitely not once. This is not something that was a random. This is, I think, there is something they've been taught.
Yes, there are issues, and I've spoken with my friends within law enforcement. I've spoken with attorneys. I've spoken with active and retired members of law enforcement because I was like, I need to be educated on their perspective.
Yeah,
And it's some of it is troubling, but
yeah,
a lot of it is you're in a situation, and I'm not saying this is every police department, but they're pushing these young men and women through these academies,
yeah,
through the academy, like it's a factory.
yeah. But it is a business, right? People
Oh,
don't.
it is.
It's a business,
Just like
and
prisons are business.
oh, huge. Especially prisons are. I've seen shows on it. It's
Yes.
all about the numbers. It's the bottom line. It's scary. It's scary, and we're living in a time where it doesn't take much to be on the radar, especially now that you have so many surveillance cameras, right? All over the place. And now we have drones. Like a friend of mine who lives in Australia said to me, I was in the park, we had a curfew, the drone came up, started talking to me. The person who was operating knew me, said my name and told me to go home. Like said her name, said, I see you, I know what you're doing. You running doesn't mean anything. You did this yesterday. Stop it.
Mm. Listen, Mike,
Yeah.
but the use of technology, the use of automation, um, I kind of think of, I believe we're close in age, you and I. And
Okay. How old are you?
I am 50.
I'm 58.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm old like dirt.
Okay. Well, I'm on my way, but
Yeah.
it's grown the way we grew up versus the way generation, the millennials or Generation X, or it's two different. It's just two different ways of thinking. We would
Yeah.
go out, we could have fun, and certain times live on the wild side a little bit. This nowadays is full surveillance.
Yeah, but the stuff we used to say to each other in fun when we went out, right? It was ridiculous. And if you said that stuff now, oh my lord, you'd be in the news. It's crazy, right?
Oh yeah,
Like Eric Clapton said some stuff he shouldn't have said in 1975, but you got to remember that was 1975.
right.
And we have people that were doing rants like 10 years ago, screaming their face out, spitting, stuff was coming out of their mouth on video. A lot of that stuff was taken down because they were worried they were going to be banned for life. They've tightened the screws so tight now that what's that guy's name? Andrew Dice Clay. There's no
Yes.
way that
No
will
way.
go on. No way.
No way.
That I think is the perfect analogy of what I'm saying.
Well, there's that, Mike, and the cancel culture is something else because, Mike, you know what? You have a great show. I love watching your show in the mornings, but you said something 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna hold you to it.
Yeah.
And not only that, I'm gonna take everything from you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But the things they were saying to Eric Clapton were crazy. Crazy, the stuff they were saying. And people don't realize that, and this is what bothers me. He made an error in judgment one day, like if he did it repeatedly over and over again. But no one has done for blues artists more, especially colored blues artists, than he has. When they
Correct.
couldn't get gigs in the 60s, he had them as opening acts. And I'm talking like B.B. King, Albert King,
Yep.
Albert Collins, Lightning Hopkins, Muddy Waters, Junior Wells. He had all of those people, and they were starving. I'm being honest with that was a different time. Back then, if you got a car out of it and a suit and you were treated fairly well, it was better than working in the fields. And a lot of the artists said that. There was only one guy that I don't know if you know. There was a couple people that were bright. One of them was Ray Charles. Ray Charles was one of the very first people to own his music.
Right.
And they said horrible things about him, that he was broke because he lived in a 2-bedroom apartment. And when he died, he had a net worth of something like 60 million.
Right. Right. It's just, I don't know. We go back to, you think about, owning your own masters, owning your own publishing. Fast forward to today, where you got, the Reddit boys against Wall Street, and it's just really interesting to see this evolution. It's really, I like the fact that people are more in tune today. It seems like, I don't want to say just recently, but the light bulb finally went off.
An awakening.
And it's like, yeah, I want to own XYZ, or hey, I want to do this, because who wants to work for someone for 50 years, or excuse me, 30 years, and you get a watch, you get a pen, and a pat on your behind as you're going out the door.
But and I know you know this, because once you're over 50, they look at you differently.
Yes.
And my dad went through that.
Right.
And I think it's been easier for me because I've always acted like I was 20, even when I'm 58, right? So my brain doesn't know I'm 58 until I make you one morning. But in my mind, and I get from you too, we're in our 30s. Our bodies tell us different.
Yes.
Right?
I'm telling you.
And the mirror is a wake-up call too. The mirror is too. But
I enjoy, like I said, being a part of this community is just something new, is something extra, where I'm like, okay, you know what? This is fun. This is fun. I can get here. I can do this. Yeah. You can kind of transform your brand, or whatever you want to say that you have, whether it's, you're a live streamer, or you're this, you're that, and you can make it whatever you want to make it. The key thing is have fun. And that's the one thing I noticed about your show in the AM is you have fun. It's a light show.
You got to have fun. You got to have fun. We're not here for a long time, right?
No.
So you might as well have a good time.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. You got to do that. You got to have fun. You got to be able to laugh. You got to be able to laugh at yourself.
Yes, you can't take yourself too seriously.
And truthfully, Mike, I don't know, like some of the folks here tend to take themselves too seriously. I'm like some of these broadcasts I watch, I'm like, really? Like,
yeah, but it takes a lot of energy to maintain that, though, right?
Yeah.
Like the ego is an unquenchable desire, thirst, hunger. Like if you believe you're all that, there's probably somewhere deep down you're not.
You're not.
Yeah.
I mean, I tell you this much. It's been a great ride with this, with my life, with career, and like I run into people, and you see people, and they're so, they have this angry look on their face, or they're upset about X, Y, and I'm like, what the hell are you upset about? You're gonna go home. You're gonna go home to your family. You're gonna enjoy life. It's
how blessed are you if you're right now working? Period. If you have a job and you have employment,
yes,
you are blessed. Now,
yes.
I got to read some of these comments because they're ridiculous. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. 58. I can't wait to go party in Toronto with you, Michael. Okay. Yeah, of course. Michael, I'd like to see you play the tuba or the clarinet. Me too. Now, this one is a little weird. I'm not too sure what this means. This is from Katrina Porter. What is it going to do to you if you don't do what it says? Are we talking about a robot? What are we talking about there? I'm not too sure.
I don't know. Katrina, you would have to elaborate on that.
Yes. And Mrs. Kendall, do you follow her? You should. Everybody.
I think I do because I
is,
try.
Yeah,
Well,
she's one of the sweetest souls on the net. My God, she was dancing one morning or
really?
afternoon for like 3 hours. If you want to look ridiculous, dance. Period. Like if I dance for more than 30 seconds, well, first of all, I might drop dead, but I might be able to do 2 minutes now. I've lost a few, but have you ever done that? You dance or you run, and the next day you're like, your body's like, what have you done? What are you doing?
Hey, the comment just came up. I think she meant the drone.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah, I don't know. I think they would issue a ticket. I think you would actually get a fine. I'll have to ask her. But I found that so very B-movie. You know what I mean? Like the B-movie stuff we used to watch, right? There's the drones and they're coming and but it's our reality now.
It is a reality.
Stacy, how have you been? Oh my God, I have not seen this woman in how long? 6 weeks? 8 weeks? My God. It's good to see you. Sorry about that. I got a little excited. Got a little excited there.
No, that's good. That's good. Hey, I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
Hey, Dee Dee, how you doing?
Yeah, Dee Dee loves everybody. And everybody loves Dee Dee. Dee Dee, thank you for you. You're such a little positive light.
Dee Dee, I just clicked subscribe, so I am following you now. So I have a question on these live views.
Yes.
What is considered a live view? Just the eyeball, or in the thumbprint, or just?
Sure. So we currently have 244 views, but here's the wonderful thing about Happs, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I've had broadcasts that I did at the beginning, and I was really excited because I got 150 views, and I was like, oh, wow, 150 people either clicked in and clicked out. That's phenomenal.
Right.
Some of those videos now have 3,000 views.
Yeah, because they become cached. And
people watch them.
It's
weird. So they're watching old shows.
Yes.
So I don't know if you know this, but my numbers, I was really, really excited. I got to share this with everybody. I was really super excited when I hit 100,000 views.
Oh,
and that was about a week and a half ago. I am currently now at 160,000 views. So it is now really starting to rock.
Wow.
There's times that I can be farting in the wind, which is an art form. And after I farted in the wind, I have another 1,000 views. And I'm thinking, my God, such power.
A lot of people aren't able to catch you live. But if you compare your live to your archive streams, night and day.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people are saying to me, I'm not going to get up at 6:30, but I listen to your zaniness when I wake up.
Right.
So I love that.
So, Mike, tell me this.
Yeah.
What's the difference between your weekday show and your Sunday show?
The Sunday show is me supporting the people at work. It's very structured.
Okay.
They talk about serious things.
Okay.
It's a little more stale toast than it is here. Here we have lots of marmalade, lots of jam, maybe a couple shots of tequila. There's none of that. And so it's just, and then some of the guys through the week do super strict content videos, which I'm not invited to, which is smart because they want to be able to send these to clients.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. So wow,
So,
that's awesome. What does that mean? Oh, I think she's talking about my numbers.
oh, so the business show, you're talking about other aspiring businesses, or you're talking
Oh,
to
you name it. It's
subject matter
crazy.
experts?
No, what we do, there's four of us. It's like four guys at work. We're sitting down doing brunch. And what we'll do is we'll say, okay, Michael, what's your question? So I'll come up with a question. And then we would go to you, Ted, what would you like to chew on for a while?
Okay.
And then you would come up with some question.
Okay.
So we've had shows where I'm like, guys, let's keep it relative. Can we talk about Amazon? And they're like, okay. Okay, now let's talk about Walmart. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's talk about the differences between Walmart. And they're funny. They go, well, I can't try my jeans on an Amazon. I can try them on at Walmart. And I need to know if the material's soft because I like things to be soft. And then they're all talking about, well, I've been kind of ripped off on Amazon because I looked at the picture and thought it was amazing. And then, I go in and go, well, it's like a blind date. Right?
Okay.
She posts this picture when she was 16 and you find out she's 36.
Right.
There you
Okay.
go. It's all
Okay.
good. Yeah. Yeah, so
Um,
it's fun. It's a fun show. I keep it fun, but it's more serious topics and they
okay.
talk about yeah. The other thing is too, if you weren't digging it, you could leave. You
Oh,
always have that option. I would not be upset. I would just go, Michael, I would rather put a staple gun through my toe. Thank you.
so
Thank you.
how long what's the runtime for your Sunday shows?
Well, they were going to be a half an hour. That has never happened. I think our average show is about an hour.
Okay.
We've chewed on things for like 20 minutes before, and I've had to go in and go, guys, get out of the dark. Let's go back into the light. And they're like,
Okay.
why? And they're talking about corporate greed or whatever it was at the time. But you've got some intellectual guys, and they like the flex.
Okay.
How's everybody? So Stacy, would you like to come up for a sec? I haven't talked to Stacy for a while, but I would love to have you in, sir.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah. And if not, you're welcome anytime. If this is more your wheelhouse, I feel like you and I could talk for days.
I
feel
kind
like
of get the feeling too. I kind of get
feel
the
like
feeling.
we're old friends from another life, right?
Oh yeah, we used to work together.
No, I think we're brothers in another life. I really,
okay.
yeah. But
I
but there's an ease when I talk to you. It reminds me a lot of my best friend, Jim Heaven. And him and I cannot talk for a month or 2 months, and we're instantly back on the track.
And you pick right back up.
Right up. Bam. It could be
That's
2 years. Bam, we're there. And there's no disease, there's no ego, there's no bullshit. We talk about maybe some old stuff for a few minutes, but we're on the current. I appreciate the invite. It's been a long day, though. Okay, well, maybe we could talk in private sometime if you'd like. So, and you can give me more details on what's happened. But guys, please follow Stacy. She is one of the bright lights on the internet and has been for a few years. She's funny. She's also can. What's the word? Are you punchy? I don't know. Like if you give her a rough time, she can give it back.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, like she would have trolls in the room, and they would be apologizing by the time she was done with them, or so confused they'd leave. Right, and that's a gift.
Well, she's not easily shaken, and that's a gift. You can't have thin skin.
No, not in this life. That's for sure.
You can't.
So, folks in the room, and I know this is a question you've probably been asked before, but when I end the show, I always end the show on two things. What are you currently grateful for? And what is the very best part of your Happs experience so far? So if people can answer that would be wonderful. But what a wonderful crowd tonight. And some new faces, some old faces, some faces I haven't seen
Thanks for the invite.
Oh, man. this just feels so natural.
Thanks for the invite. I really appreciate it, and
I appreciate your support. I'm telling you, I can feel energy, and I felt energy my whole life. And even when you would send me comments, and I think I followed you on Twitter today, and I
yes,
felt like, okay, I like this guy. I had never met you, but
right.
the vibe of what you had done on your page, I was like, okay, this guy might be great for the show.
I
But
I appreciate that. I try to come with my A game in regards to conversation. I
mhm,
try to we sometimes we talk a lot, like one of my buddies, we talk politics, and he
yeah,
really gets into the guts of, and I tend to have the long view, and I'm like, okay, this guy stinks, this guy stinks. In
yeah,
the end, this is what you have. So yeah, we talk sports, we talk, of course, technology, we talk a little education, um, and we try to have fun with it. We try to have fun with it, enlighten a few people, and if you can learn at least one new thing a day,
mhm,
you've made yourself that much better.
yeah, yeah. And I think one of the things that's lacking in the world right now is compassion and empathy.
Yes,
We're becoming numb. And I think that's why so many people all over the world are buying pets, because they need touch. They
yes,
need connection.
yes.
And we need to fix this. And I don't think this pandemic, COVID-19, whatever you want to call it,
No,
is going away.
it's not.
There's going to be more variants. Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
We could go for days, Mike. We can go for days because I could tell you one of the resellers I deal with at
Yes.
CDWG, and he said to me, Ted, we're looking at 23, 24. And this was, I was going to say this was like midway. This was like last summer. And I was
Right.
like, you're BSing me. He was
Right.
like, we're talking 23. And now that I sit here and I look at it, I'm like, normalcy as we know it, we might never ever see again.
Yeah.
But I can agree with him now. I'm going to give him a call tomorrow and say, yeah, the stuff that you were talking about, I agree with you
Yeah.
because you blink your eyes, it's going to be 22.
Well, here's the scary thing, and we never talk about this. We don't talk about the variants, right?
Right.
And we don't talk about how many variants there are.
Mm-hmm.
And we never talk about how many people died from the flu. A lot
Right.
of people died from the flu.
A lot.
So here's
Every
the thing.
year.
Yeah, here's the thing. The countries that had their stuff together, in my view, this is just my view. I'm one old man. But I believe that Sweden, who were considered to be insane at the time, looked out for the people that were at risk. And the rest of the people, they told them to develop herd immunity. That's basically what they did. They
Right.
don't talk about that now because guess what? Their numbers are not anywhere near as bad as the States.
Right.
So
Right.
we don't want to admit. And there was a doctor that came on a year ago and he said, if we're going to fight it, we need to fight it now while it's new, while
Right.
it's light.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what variants are coming. We are setting ourselves up for slaughter.
Yes.
This is ridiculous.
And now we're almost at 500,000.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Mm-mm.
and you know what? We've got people who have had the shot and they've had side effects. We've had a lot of people who say it's fantastic and they're fine. It depends on who you talk to, right? Here's what scares me the most, and this is another thing they never talk about. The people that are at the front lines, right? The people at the grocery store, the
Mm-hmm.
people that are the healthcare workers, the people that work with the inmates in the jails, they are subjected to that virus
Yes.
24/7. And if they don't have an insanely good immune system,
They're
they
done.
are at risk.
They're
They're
done.
also having doctors saying you don't need the vaccine. What you need is vitamin D,
Mm.
sunlight, exercise, and a great diet. If
Right.
you have those things and you can't be obese, that's
Right.
the other thing.
Right. I will tell you this much. I took the shot 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Arm soreness. I took the Moderna. Arm
They
soreness.
say that's the best, by the way.
Moderna.
I've heard that from the doctors. They say that covers so many things. Go ahead.
And the nurse that lives across the street from me, I mentioned to her that, hey, I'm taking it, and they said, okay, this is what you do: take aspirin on Sunday, take aspirin on Monday, and take your shot. And then when you get home, take a little bit more aspirin, and it should take the edge off of how you're going to feel.
Right.
But I could tell you, for one, like the issues that a lot of people talked about after the first dose.
Yep.
Nothing at all. I was back at work. Nothing. It's and I'm grateful for it, but I just knew the importance of taking this vaccine. You really can't play around. And you just have so many different folks, and not just and nothing against the anti-vaxxers, nothing against them.
Yeah.
But this is something you can't play around with.
Well, I got it before they knew about it.
Okay.
And I'm 90% sure I got it.
I heard that story. I've heard your story.
And people thought it was crazy, and I don't get sick because I work in an elevator and I'm around germs all the time. And I have people coughing and wheezing. Like when you're in a box like that, you might as well have people spit on you all day. Right. So you have the floating particles. I got it. It scared me so bad that it made me, I used to be, fat guy Michael. Now I'm not so fat guy Michael.
Gotcha.
Because I want to be in the best shape I can be to fight it. I want to be as healthy as I possibly can be. I can't bear to go through that again. It scared me.
I got something crazy to share with you before we go.
Yeah.
What if, and this is what I want to, if I can make it Sunday, I would like to, the one thing I would want to throw out there is, what if you tie the vaccine to the stimulus? So you incentivize people to get the vaccine. So if you're slated for your $1,400 or $2,000 or whatever the number is, you tie it to that. That's the only way, because the government really can't mandate it. Corporations, yes, because they'll pass it along the way.
Yes.
You tie it into, like when we were youngsters, many, many years ago, and you needed that MMR shot. So fast forward to now, tie it to that. You got to incentivize these people, and they can't be like $100 or something like that. You got to be able to pull these people out the house. So like
that might be enough for some people, though.
Right, but
it might be enough. You could buy a lot of alcohol for $100.
I'm just saying. He said, "Isn't that bribery?" Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But if you're slated to receive a stimulus, hey, because if not, we're going to be tossing this around for how long?
Well, here's the thing we don't discuss again before we go. Okay. The third world countries, they're on their own.
Yes.
They're on their own. So there is no vaccine.
Right.
And even in the Philippines, it's really difficult to get the vaccine. Right. Even if you have the means to pay for it, you have a doctor, all these things. It's not easy. Now, they're testing, yes. But are you honestly believing every single person in India is going to get a shot? Come on.
No.
Or in Africa? No. We know better.
No.
Not going to happen.
No.
So it's going to be floating around.
Right.
So unless you have immunities or you got it before. But the thing is, we're getting variants. Like first of all, they said it was impossible to have more than a couple of variants. They're admitting 3 right now. You know if there's 3, there's really 13. Come on.
Yes. Mike, one thing I want to add in is, so I'm getting the shot Tuesday, right? No, Monday, right? Yeah. They're already telling me I got to come back for a booster for the variants.
Yes, of course you do.
So it's like, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So it's Katrina, thank you for agreeing with me. We got to do something to motivate people. We got to do something, because I don't know what that magic number is. I because of the 330,000 people in the U.S.
Yeah, that's Joe Biden calling you right now.
Yeah, I know.
He's calling. He's calling. I like the stimulus idea, man. Do you? Can you be one of my advisors?
But it just gets to that point where you got to do something. You got 330 million people. How many people actually have it? So I don't know what that number is. If it's 270, 280 million, I don't know how many people actually need that.
Yeah.
Is
that your wife telling you to go to bed? Is that what that is?
No, it's just usually when I do live stream, that's usually when people start calling me, and it's just like
they're like, you know what they're saying? Shut up. Just keep your opinions to yourself.
Keep your opinions to yourself, Ted. You don't know what you're talking about.
You don't know nothing.
You watch Fauci too much.
Yeah, it reminds me of that song by Billy Preston. Nothing from nothing means nothing. You got to have something if you want to be with me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Listen, it was a wonderful conversation.
Yeah, it was. It really was.
It really, really was. Thank you so much for the opportunity to join your show.
Yes.
At least a variation of your show. And
I think this is a great combination, you and I hope that in the future we do this. We do this at least once a week. We get together and talk about subjects respectfully without and
without
be nice.
Arguing and BSing and just I'm gonna while you're talking, I'm just gonna jump in there. I'm so sick of that on CNN. I stopped watching that stuff.
Yeah, because they're feeding the fear, man. That's
what they are.
They're feeding the fear. So we should say goodbye to our people. Let's do that together, okay? Stacy, thank you so much. I hope you're feeling better. Katrina, I always think of Katrina in the waves. I can't help it. Walking on sunshine, right? Bob Urban, the greatest name ever. Yes. And Rose, thank you so much. Dee Dee, we love you. So listen, folks, I really enjoyed, and everybody on the replay, listen, if you feel differently about what's been said tonight, guess what? You have the right to your opinion. Leave us in a comment, and that would be great. Sorry, John. We're heading out. John's saying something here to you, Ted.
They never want to call till you are doing something.
Sundays, we do the business show sometime between 10 and 12 Eastern time, and that's because some people have to go to church and some people have other plans. So usually when you have 3 or 4 people in the room, it's hard to know exactly what time, but it will be. We usually call it the Sunday brunch or Sunday light business chat. But I had a wonderful day. Thank you, sir. This was like a cherry on the top. And
thank you.
I think we have the beginning of a beautiful bro romance here. It's wonderful.
Yes, you do. Bro power.
All right. Thank you, man. Take care.